The sugar cane was wilting in the heat of Natal. I was looking for a paycheck, looking for a pal. Then the daughter of the president, she came into town with a smile like a diamond and a promise meant to drown. She said, boys, I got a job for you, security and guard. Was training up in Russia and the work ain't all that hard. So I packed my bag in Durban, kissed my mama at the door, thinking I was learning tactics, not heading for a war. Now I'm desperate in the dawn best, shivering in the snow, Lord. I'm 3,000 miles from the only home I know. The sky's gray and angry and the ground is frozen hard. I ain't no paramilitary, ain't no bodyguard. I'm praying to the heavens, let this nightmare end. Lord, get me out of here, back to KZN. We landed in the winter in a place I couldn't name. They handed us a paper, told us sign to play the game. But the letters were all twisted like wire on a fence. I couldn't read a single word, it didn't make no sense. It was Russian on the dotted line, a language made of ice. I signed away my freedom, didn't ask about the price. We thought we'd march and train and drill safe behind the line, but they loaded up the transport trucks and drove us to the mine. Now I'm desperate in the dawn best, shivering in the snow, Lord. I'm 3,000 miles from the only home I know. The sky's gray and angry and the ground is frozen hard. I ain't no paramilitary, ain't no bodyguard. I'm praying to the heavens, let this nightmare end. Lord, get me out of here, back to KZN. My head like angry hornet bees. I'm digging in the mud and dirt, shaking on my knees. This ain't no security class, this is the killing floor. I've had enough of fighting, I've had enough of war. Don't want no rubble pavement, don't want no foreign glory. I just wanna live to tell my children this damn story. About the woman coming off the ANC and a plate of bunny chow waiting there for me. But the artillery is screaming, tearing up the trees, and I'm sending voice notes home begging, help me please. Tell the lady who recruited us she sold us out for dead, while she sits safe in luxury with roof above her head. Yeah, I'm desperate in the dawn best, shivering in the snow, Lord. I'm 3,000 miles from the only home I know. The sky's gray and angry and the ground is frozen hard. I ain't no paramilitary, ain't no bodyguard. I'm praying to the heavens, let this nightmare end. Please get me out of here, back to KZN. Take me back to KZN. I can't read the contract, just wanna see the sun again. KZN.
Hey folks, good evening. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Just a second here. 15, 1, 2, 3 times 17. Yeah, that's what I thought. Welcome back. It's Night Owls. This is Chris live in central Pennsylvania. It's been a very long day for me, and very successful tonight thanks to so many volunteers and people helping out, although I'm grateful for that, but feel very much betrayed by people tonight. Anyway, it's another story. Maybe I'll save for another day. But betrayal is just keeps happening. Good people get crapped on. Actually, had someone tell someone, I don't know what I'm doing. It's comical. The blind telling people I don't know what I'm doing. It's hilarious. None related to the YouTube channel. This is something with the veterans. It's comical beyond belief. Anyway, petty people Petty people. Anyway, welcome back to the program. It's a pleasure to have you with me tonight. Let me just check on the sound. The program, it's a pleasure. Sounds pretty good there. All right, well, thank you for the Thanksgiving greeting. It is Thanksgiving, and tomorrow will be my little sister's, well, my younger sister, not my little sister, my younger sister's birthday on the 28th, so I have to wish her a happy birthday. Yeah, so tonight, very successful evening, raised a lot of cash. Probably about 130,000 Rand or more. And that's without the registers, the tills for the bar selling drinks. That was just the 50/50s and the silent auctions, Chinese auctions, all the things we did to raise money. The gun raffle, all that went very well. Yeah, it's about 130,000 Rand, plus you throw the other stuff in there, it's probably another 54,000 Rand. So probably 180, 190,000 Rand in one night. But before you think that's a lot of money, it cost 850,000 Rand per month to run the operation. That's just a fixed cost. The mortgage, the insurances, the wages, the electricity, the CO2, the dispensers, the food, all that stuff. It's not cheap. And what gets lost on people is that's not even the purpose. That's just a canteen. The purpose is for veterans, to commemorate events and things like that. And so, yeah, it's something else. But anyway, it was a very good night. I don't mean to throw shade on the big night for a lot of great effort people, but I'll just leave it at I feel very betrayed tonight by a lot of people. And apparently some people aren't intelligent enough to pick up sarcasm. So, and I guess they feel it's appropriate for them to share that with other people. It was said in confidence. I guess you can't trust people. Learning the hard way. Yes, I'm being naive. That anyway. I didn't think that people would take sarcasm as for, fact. It's utterly ridiculous. And I don't think that people took it for, I think it was intended to harm me. So, but anyway, we'll leave it at that. So that's enough of that. Let's get to the news, and some major news tonight, ladies and gentlemen. After months of insults and attacks from South African politicians, Donald Trump has had enough. I told you it's going too far. And probably the insult to our diplomat might have been the thing that tipped it, or finally the president saw Ronald Mullen calling him white supremacist. But tonight, on Truth Social, Donald Trump did the following. He did the following, ladies and gentlemen. He had it. He's had enough. Donald Trump has had enough. And here is his Truth Social post. This was posted this afternoon, in fact. This afternoon, not this evening. So it was not even Friday, but the day before Thanksgiving. So this is what Donald Trump had to say. The United States did not attend the G20 in South Africa because the South African government refuses to acknowledge or address the horrific human rights abuses endured by Afrikaners and other descendants of Dutch, French, and German settlers. To put it more bluntly, they're killing white people and randomly allowing their farms to be taken from them. Perhaps, worst of all, the soon to be out of business New York Times and the fake news media won't issue a word against this genocide. That's why all the liars and pretenders of the radical left media are going out of business. At the conclusion of the G20, South Africa refused to hand off to the G20 presidency to a senior representative from our U.S. Embassy. See, that's what I said. Who attended the closing ceremony. Therefore, at my direction, South Africa will not be receiving an invitation to the 2026 G20, which will be hosted in the great city of Miami, Florida next year. South Africa has demonstrated to the world they are not a country worthy of membership anywhere, and we are going to stop all payments and subsidies to them effective immediately. Thank you for your attention in this matter. Whoa. I warned the ANC. I tried to tell them. They just don't want to listen. They do not want to listen. I'll tell you, man, it's basically, oh, come on. Sorry, I'm frustrated by this nonsense. I need to send that to, okay, to, yep, who else I want to send this to? Yeah, so I just sent that message off. That's crazy. Trump is done playing around, man. Yep, Trump is done. Did Ramaphosa respond last night? What, on Twitter? Let's go. So, On his personal account or on his presidential account? Let's go. Let's see. I don't see anything here responding to Trump. No, there's nothing. Is it on the presidency? Presidency, South Africa. Maybe that's where it's at. Here it is. President Ramaphosa notes U.S. statement on South Africa's G20 participation. President Ramaphosa noted the regrettable statement by President Trump on South Africa's participation in the G20 leaders, attended by several heads of state, was hailed by all those who attended. The summit produced a declaration that affirmed the indisputable strength and value of multilateralism. As the United States was not present at the summit, instruments G20 presidency were duly handed over to the U.S. Embassy official headquarters of South Africa's Department of International. As one of the founding members of G20, South Africa has always valued the spirit of consensus. Keeping with this approach, the United States expects to participate in the meetings G20 during South Africa's presidency, but unfortunately elected not to attend the Leaders Summit. We are, however, pleased that U.S. entities such as business and civil society organizations participate in large numbers. South Africa is a member of G20 in its own name and right. Okay. Sovereign constitutional republic does not appreciate insults from another country about its membership and worth in participating in global platforms. South Africa respects sovereignty of all countries. No, you don't. You don't respect our sovereignty. You don't respect the United States. You participate fully. It's regrettable that despite efforts and numerous attempts by President Ramaphosa's administration to reset the relationship, you made no effort to reset the relationship. You mocked President Trump. You laughed about being bullied. You laughed about the lights being dim. You lied to President Trump. I mean, this is. I mean, yeah, it's mostly a good statement, but there's 2 paragraphs here where they really screw the pooch. Yep. Yeah, it will be an interesting day. It is Thanksgiving. Now they're on Trump's radar now. Now they're on Trump's radar, and this is what you don't want to be. Now they're on Trump's radar. There will be no reduced tariffs for South Africa. It's over. The game is over. There are trade negotiations not happening. Trust me. I asked them. I warned them. I suggested they not do it, and they did it anyway. They can't help themselves. And this is I told you what's going to come. Okay, sent me. Okay, I don't know. I don't have anyone with that name, so let me see what your username is here. No, that's someone else. I don't know how to find you in WhatsApp. You must just be a number in my account. South Africa doomed. Oh, so what's this? This is Rob Hersoff for an hour. Oh, and Nick Freitas. Okay. Let me see. He said mentions me right at the end.
What's going on in this part of the world, and again, how the United States could be influential, and why it should be important to the United States with respect to our foreign policy. Can you give anybody information on where they can find out if they want to find out more about what's going on in South Africa? Where can they find out more from you about you?
So, firstly, there's the greatest tourist destination in the world.
That's
true, and it's safe. And I'd encourage all Americans. It's cheap as chips. United and Delta fly direct from Atlanta, DC,
it is
New York.
very inexpensive.
Come and visit, and Nick, come as my guest, please. But how do you find out?
Okay, so
how do you find out?
Okay, so where can people? Okay, now I'm going to ask a follow-up question. But before that, where can people find out more about like the interviews you've done? Because you've done some excellent interviews. Your one with trigonometry was outstanding.
Thank you.
Where can people find out more?
So I've launched an alternative media business called The Truth Report. So if you go to truthreport.co.za, which is South Africa, all of our videos, myself and other center right podcasters are on there. And that's, we're about to go through 100,000 subscribers. So maybe, Nick, your people can get me over that. There's an American podcaster who loves South Africa, retired Colonel Chris Wyatt. And I did a deal with him. I said, if we go through 100,000 subs on YouTube before the end of this month, I'll fly him to South Africa for his next trip.
Okay.
So maybe your viewers can help. Truth report.
Well, and we'll do a bonus question here because again, when I've been reading about South Africa right now, I'm reading about a place that once upon a time I really wanted to go and visit. I thought would just be fascinating. And more recently, I've been thinking, I'm not taking my wife there. I'm not taking my kids there, right?
You're coming.
But you're telling me, you're telling all of us, like, no, there's hope. The things are trending in the right direction. That doesn't mean there's not going to be conflict. It's slow, right? There's going to be some regions that you're probably not going to visit on your vacation to South Africa. But if I am going one day and I'm bringing my wife, who I love and don't want to get hurt, right? What am I going to South Africa to see and to do?
2 Americans arrived here 4 days ago, and I hosted them for 2 days only in Cape Town because they had to go off and do other stuff. Never been here before. One lady from Texas, man from New York. At the second day, they said, we have never been to a place so beautiful.
Yeah, well, Rob said he mentioned me, so I just checked it. Yeah, he did mention me, but I think it went right past Nick. He didn't seem to care, so I don't think I'll be getting a phone call from Nick. Anyway, but thanks for the shout-out, Rob Hersoff. I do appreciate that. Yeah, no, oh, that reminds me, Laura Logan, yeah. All right. What is this? Someone else just sent me some. And Red John just upgraded his membership to Master and Commander. Thank you so much for that. It's very kind of you. ANC deflection truth is really problematic. They refuse to own their own mistakes and blame everyone else. This is what the South Africans we've been dealing with for years. USA holding up to mirror. Hey, Daffwell. So Trump has had enough, folks. He's had enough. Mad Max said he takes his hat off to Rob Hersoff. He's not backing down. No, he's not. But this is obviously recorded some time ago because they're over 100,000 already. No, Americans won't be talking about South Africa around the dinner table. They don't really care. But Trump, it's on his mind now. K-Cell says it's over. South African sanctions are on the way. Possibly. Yep. What else we got here? Checkers delivering G20 documents. Trump's so funny. Been watching some of your shorts during breakfast. Didn't realize you were live. Hey, Werner Kruger. Yeah, I'm live. Well, it's a late start because I was at the Veterans Organization tonight. We had a big fundraiser, and it went very well. Very well. So, did very well there. Garrett Gillich, welcome to you. George Steinberg's in from Heckport. What's going on, George? It took longer than I thought it would. Trump's been pretty patient. Yeah, he's been very patient. And they act like there it is. I mean, we got the video. I mean, I've played it. People hate the truth. So did anybody see my video about Thea? Anyone see that video? So I recorded that on the top of my car. I held the phone in my hand. I tried to get where the sun was at the right angle so he had the right light there. Yeah, I had to pause a couple times because people were driving in the parking lot. But yeah, from my perspective, I thought it was very balanced. It was very fair. I didn't accuse anybody of anything. I just simply stated the obvious. And there's actually more than I know, folks, that I'm not sharing. But the bottom line is that I'm very comfortable with what I said being the truth. The people have no idea. The 59ers were vetted so much more than anyone's ever been vetted before. It's crazy. Yep. Wearing your Trump cap today. Good morning, Debbie Jordan. What's going on? I know. Well, thank you, Trump. You just saved South African taxpayers millions in traveling and accommodation fees. That was the first article I read this morning. He has had enough of South Africa and its annex. Yep, that's right, Alan. He's had enough. Suspect Trump may send a few surprise ANC just before the New Year to screw up their holidays. Possibly. There's George saying hello from Heckport. Art Queen says hello from Claremont. You're back. You said you were headed back. Glad Trump is putting things out there because this has been going on for too long, says Gavin Coetzee. I think you're right about that. And Elna Pretorius says, wishing me a happy Thanksgiving. Thank you so much. I do appreciate that. and will rather double down than admit they're wrong. It's only idiots who don't understand sarcasm. Yeah, Jenny. I mean, it was so. I mean, it actually happened when I was on the program last night, and I got a call about all the stuff, and I was just so frustrated. I'm like, anyway. And I said something sarcastic, and then I got shared with a bunch of people. The betrayal is unbelievable. It was a person-to-person conversation. It was. But anyway, now I know I can't trust these people, and I just won't tell them anything. So, because they just twist things and betray people. So. Yeah, Thanksgiving is not really over-commercialized. Hey, Sarita, what's going on? Alan's got meetings. I almost got divorced 5 times because of sarcasm. So not everyone gets it. Yeah, but people should get the private communication. The communication wasn't intended to be shared with other people and talk about it. So that's a betrayal. That's a betrayal. That's not cool. Daughter's birthday on the 29th. Okay. Well, thank you, Dylan. Happy birthday to my younger sister. Yep, B. Appreciate all the effort in between a busy day. You keep posting content so we can never go to bed. Well, you think I can never go to bed? It's 1 o'clock in the morning. I can never go to bed. Nick Freitas has 1.43 million subscribers. So, yep. Maybe he'll reach out to me. I reached out to Laura Logan. Hopefully I'll hear back from her. Anyway. Okay, so I just confirmed with Kitty and Schubert that we're still on for today. And we're going to talk about the Firearms Amendment Act. Yep. Jenny Sprackett, how's it going, Jenny? How you doing? I hope things are working out. Yeah, don't go into any comments here. Just, Jenny, it's you know what I'm talking about. I hope things are working out. Okay, and if I missed anybody, my apologies, but there's a lot of chat here. I'm trying to catch up. Did you bring a plate of food? No, I didn't bring a plate of food. I didn't eat anything. In fact, I lost money. The poppies, we sell the poppies, which, to commemorate the fallen. They're buddy poppies. It's a trademark that we have for the veterans of foreign wars. And we had little kids go around and ask for donations. They did a great job, and they raised $124. But that's far short of what I was able to get previous events with less people. But it's fine. People were gambling and buying and donating things, so lots of revenue came in. But we got $127. So I put $20 in. I didn't get a poppy. That's $147. So I had nothing to eat there. I had nothing to drink there, and I gave of all my time, and wound up doing a lot of things, like cleaning up tables. I mean, we had a lot of people helping out, but I mean, I'm the commander and I'm a retired colonel, and this is what I'm doing. Not complaining, just saying that people don't appreciate the anyway. So, yeah, picked up the trash, and there's a little bit of trash forgotten in the kitchen, so I took it out at night. They left the lights on in the storage room. They left the lights on in the kitchen. That's money wasted. I turned those off. And a lot of people helped us put the tables back in the closet and everything. So, but we had a lot of great volunteers that paid a lot of help there. So it was good. Mad Max gave us 7 grand super chat. I'll try to get that in a second. Ryan Jackson, it'll go and be extended for 1 year, maybe 2 years without South Africa. I don't know about that. Happy Thanksgiving, Yippee. Thank you. Thank you, Jane Seward. Thank you from all of us for the information. You're very welcome. Next week. Okay. Did you bring... Okay. Where was that? G20 seemed a bit like a non-event. I would think so too, Stefan Muller. Never really accomplished anything. Betrayal is the main reason why I became antisocial. Well, I get that, Anti-Floyd. Trump is a weak man. Can't wait for Democrats to win next elections. Michael Holmes is back. Oh, Michael. It's been such a long time. Johan Peach. He's such a weak man. Bombed the shit out of Iran, destroyed their nuclear program. Yeah, he's such a weak man. He forced Colombia to back down and take their criminals. He forced Panama to stop selling the Panama Canal to the Chinese. He forced the Danes to get off their ass and invest in their navy and start patrolling the Arctic seas and build a base in Greenland. He's such a weak man. Yeah, he's imposed tariffs on the whole world and got people to lower their tariffs and barriers to the U.S. Now U.S. goods can get into Switzerland that have been banned for decades. Yeah, no, he's such a weak man. Thank you, Michael, for your uninformed opinion. It's been so long. We really missed you, Michael. It's good to see you back. Keep telling us your fairy tales, buddy. 79-year-old man, he can probably run circles around you. I did receive an email about foot and mouth disease. Lawrence, was that from you earlier today? I didn't have any time to digest it because I had to go. I left here after the Ronaldo program, went and grabbed a bowl of chili from Wendy's, and then went over to the Veterans Organization. I was there from 3 o'clock until midnight, 9 hours. No, South Africa will not be invited to the G20. Johan Pretorius, welcome to you. Thank you for joining us as a member. So, Colonel, your tickets in the post. I have no idea what that means. I think Trump was also very busy sorting out real-world issues, and he ignored ignoring ANC flies that kept sitting on his lunch. The fly swatter's out. Yeah, I think you're right, Chaos Juggler. There's a lot going on. Mad Max Super Chat to say thank you for answering my question while you were busy at Thanksgiving. You're welcome, Matt. Yeah, Matt, Max, and I think it might have been Steon sent me a message, and I think it was to let me know that Trump had done that, and so thank you for that. I appreciate that because it tipped me off to it. I was busy doing 85 different things, and so I went out and quickly did some. I can analyze on the fly and cover that. So I got a couple out there. Lost the plot. It's like she's getting paid to spread propaganda. She never had the plot, Conrad. Never had the plot. Yeah, no, that's why I got Gideon Joubert coming on to talk, the Piratas, to talk about this. Johan Peach, welcome to you. Thank you for your membership. Johan Prat, good morning to you. Sedgefield, what's up, man? Yeah, the National Guard, Chugsy, I'll be talking about that. This is a targeted attack by an illegal alien, and I'll call him illegal because he has no business being here. But we can debate that topic. It's all right. KP is character building. No, I enjoyed it. I hadn't peeled potatoes in a long time, so and I've forgotten. I was doing it like this. I'm like, wait a second, and I started going like this. It's so much easier peeling in this direction. Well, it was now, Lana, but we haven't had that support before, and all the people showing up now want to pat themselves in the back, but many of them have been part of the problem for such a long time. They've not helped run the place and build it. Now they all want to help. And they all thanked the volunteer. So I got very few thank yous from people. So whatever. I don't get paid for thank yous. So I don't get paid. So anyway, but yeah, it's nice to see the support we had for the Veterans for a Change. And people like we just have to ask, and that's bullshit. I've been asking. I've asked people politely. No starkiness. I invited to come in. People just they fob you off. Like a few weeks back, some guy came in on a Saturday night. I went in to check in the place, and I was talking to someone I know, and this guy came over and complaining, using profanity. This place is a soup sandwich, and this is this, that, and other. And he says, "Who the heck runs this place?" And thank you, William Wheeler, for the 35 Rand super chat. Clouds are gathering, and my friend pointed and said. He's a commander. You should talk to him. So the guy was embarrassed because he just ran his mouth. And I said, so you said that all the good bartenders got fired. Did you get served tonight? Yeah. Did it take long to drink? No. Was it the right drink? Yes. Is there a problem with your service? No. So what do you mean all the good bartenders have been fired? You just got served by a good one. Well, that's what everybody says. I said, well, I don't know everybody. You're the one that said it. You're the one telling people about it here in the club. So tell me what else. Did you eat food tonight? No. Well, then how do you know that all the good cooks have been fired? Well, because I've talked to 20 people in town. They all told me that. And I said, well, that's all fine and dandy, but you can send those 20 people here, and I'll be happy to address their concerns. And I said, you were also complaining about there were leaves outside the building that haven't been cleaned up? He said, yeah, they need to clean up. I said, well, the maintenance of the property is done by volunteers. I'm available this week every day except Wednesday. Which day are you going to come help me do the leaves? And he shut his mouth. See, that's the stuff you deal with. And so that's the kind of help I've been getting. People don't want to help. And tonight we had a lot of volunteers, and they're all patting themselves. We got this done just 18 days. I tell you what, the ingratitude is unbelievable because I did all this crap myself last year, all by myself. The stuff they did. Now, it was much more impressive than what I did because one person can only do so much. But I did all this stuff last year. I went and begged for donations from businesses, which is a very demeaning thing if you don't know people. I don't know these people. Got donations. I had 5 drawings every 15 minutes. We had this and that going on. It wasn't nearly as grand as it was tonight, and we certainly didn't make anywhere near as much money. But the point is that I did that all on my own last year. All on my own. And to hear it just anyway, it takes the cake. Because many of these people were there last year, and they refused to participate and help. It's just, so it just gets old. Thank you, Johan, for your membership. Why do you think the government put in the new Firearms Amendment Act? To disarm people. To disarm people. Of course, they're afraid of white people. The ANC is afraid of white people, unless you're a leftist. They're afraid that you're going to take over the government, overthrow them. They're terrified. Oh, they keep thinking of the AWB. That's all they see is the Boermag and the AWB. That's why the commandos were disbanded. There's no legitimate reason to disband the commandos. None whatsoever. There's no legitimate reason to pretend there aren't farm murders and farm attacks. No reason whatsoever. Very involved in race relations consulting, so it is obviously in our interest to keep race frictions as high as possible. G19. Good morning, Colonel, fellow South Afrikaners. Trust that you are well. Hey, Rudolph. Davi Pelzer, being from South Africa myself, I find it disgraceful that Ron Post is acting this way. Trump not attending G20 is supposed to be a wake-up call. And it wasn't. They just doubled down. They don't get it. I was the only one with uninformed opinions. No, there's a lot of uninformed opinions out there. He's not the only one. Where's he at tonight? I haven't seen him tonight. Is he here? Maybe I'll see him coming up shortly. I hope you get a bit of rest today, Colonel. I can't, Lindy. I can't. I'll go to bed here shortly. And actually, my hip is killing me. Oh, it's burning so bad right now. I too much walking around tonight. Anyway, no, I'll go to bed, and I have to get up and prepare for the interview with Paratus. If he sends me his photograph, meantime, I'll set up before I go to bed and send him a link. Get up, do the interview, do the news, and then I'm on Bosparat, and it's Thanksgiving Day. It's a holiday, and that's the minimum what I'm doing tomorrow. I'll probably have to fend off attacks from white supremacists and leftist haters that attack me for the video that I did, which was fact-based, and I didn't attack anybody. You'll notice the video. So if you watch the video that I did talking about Thea, I didn't mention anyone. I didn't call anyone names. I didn't accuse anyone of anything. I just stated the reality here. And there's more to the story that I really can't share right now. It's hilarious. Hypothetically, how can the ANC fix the situation, even though we know they won't fix it? Well, it's going to be hard to fix it now. I mean, once you piss Trump off. But, you can. The approach they took before was offering, access to minerals and stuff like that. That's not what Trump was after. You're gonna have to concede something. They're gonna have to remove some of these. If they get rid of EWC, if the court says EWC is unconstitutional and they drop it, that might be enough to get started. But short of that, there's no coming back from this until Trump is out of office. What a chop, says Eugene. Who's what a chop? Okay. Thank you a million times. Thank you for doing Night Owls on your Thanksgiving. Steve, appreciate it. You're welcome. The New World Order assumes the majority accept there's climate change. They promote solar energy, yet they want to block out the sun, which is God-given and vital to humanity survival. Indeed. Palm Beam says, sir, do you think there is any way out of the situation that this corrupt, useless government has created for us? Is our only option to quit trying these racists and pack up? No, I think South Africa can be saved, but I mean, it's hard to say how. I mean, it's unless certain people leave government, unless they leave government. Hey, Pearl Vitboy, what's going on? How you doing? William Williamson, happy Thanksgiving, sir. I need to update my holiday calendar for the upcoming year. Still use South African holidays. National Guard shooting is crazy. This proves exactly what Trump has been talking about, what I've been trying to talk about for years. Criminal alien invaders, and then I talked about the 100. Now they say in this particular program, 77,000 Afghans were let in here. That's part of the 162,000 that came in here in a matter of just a few weeks when Joe Biden screwed up Afghanistan. We just let these people in. Oh, they work for us. Bullshit. That doesn't mean they should be here. Hey, Daniel Whitfield, what's going on? And Lana says, thank you. You're very welcome. Just to pop in between classes, say happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for all your work. Thank you, Peppers Echo. Good to see you there. How's it going, man? Been a while since I caught your content. ANC is making a mockery of President Trump. They're doing well at attending USA. You will quickly realize that you don't feed them money. You're not their friends anymore. Yep. Mind if I didn't tell us? I know you're a very busy man, but when you have time, can you please check if you received my mail? I would really appreciate it. I'll look and see very quickly right now. Otherwise, okay. I don't know what you sent it under, so MODI. I don't know what to look under. I mean, you asked me if I find your email, but I mean, I don't know people unless they tell me their damn name. Okay. I've not been duped. Someone claims I've been duped. Nope. Not even. Oh boy, so someone thinks I've been duped, and I appreciate it, but no, I'm not duped. Not duped. Not duped. Appreciate it. Thank you for sending that message. The person sent me, but I'm not duped. Nope, not even close. Someone sent me the Thea video. I've seen the Thea video, so let's talk about that, okay? I don't know if anybody's watched it. Not many people saw the video last time I looked. Let me look and see. I did the video, like I said, on top of my car. Hang on a second here. Where the heck is my studio? I've lost sight of it. There it is. Okay. All right, so 291 people currently here. Thanks for joining us, folks. 291 at this hour. Let me just get to that video. So, yeah. So, it's I think it's is it taking off maybe not right now because it's morning South Africa. Let me see. Starting to climb, but it's still below the norm. It's 8,700 views, but it's been up for a while. So 8,700 views. So the Thea thing. So, all right. So if you listen to the interview, the gentleman claims that he didn't know that she was leaving the country until he found out in the news that she was in America. Well, I don't know who the gentleman is in the phone call. I didn't see a face, and I don't know that name. And he may very well be her husband or a strange husband or her partner or former lover or boyfriend. I don't know. And I don't care. But what I can tell you unequivocally, without a doubt, I can tell you is that whoever was her partner or played that role with her followed her to the airport at OR Tambo. And then when she slipped out, I don't know if she knew she was being followed, when she slipped out, she went to Pretoria to be interviewed by me. He tried to get in the hotel and was detained by security people and started a ruckus and threatened people. So if this person who on the phone call claims to be her husband is her husband, then he's a liar. Because her husband or partner, whatever he was there. And U.S. security officials can verify this. At the hotel, knew that she was leaving the country. So that's a lie. It's an absolute lie. I have independent corroboration from multiple sources, and the U.S. government can corroborate this. So, those of you following hook, line, and sinker thinking I've been hoodwinked, watch my video. Like I said, I interviewed someone purporting to be one of the first or the first refugee. She was. Whether you think that's legitimate or not, it's a whole other story. I wasn't duped. I mean, how do you think I was duped? How? Did she not go to America? Was she not one of the 59ers? Was she not in the program? Was she not vetted? No, all that's true. It's her story, not mine. All I did was listen and ask questions. That's it. So I'm not duped. I don't know why people think I'm duped. You're being duped by listening to this video by someone that's talking to a person on a telephone. I mean, WhatsApp works. You can record things. There's Zoom. There's all kinds of ways to record a call with video. Why was there no video? That maybe that's just because the guy has no bandwidth. I don't know. Also, I said that it's plausible that farm still exists, but I also know for a fact from sources that farm was derelict. And the U.S. government checked into that. So, and then some idiot posted on my video, well, he doesn't know anything about tourism. You think I don't know anything about tourism industry? Women, I've been more tourist places and done more tourism things you know anything about, and invested in more tourism companies you'd ever freaking snap your fingers at. I mean, give me a break. Oh, because I said that the website domain isn't there. The domain was there this spring because when she contacted me, it was with the name of that property, that business. And I checked out the business and I researched it. And it was at one point. And that domain was still active when she was in South Africa. The domain is longer active, which means somebody's not maintaining it because you have to pay for the domain. And you have to pay fees. It's gone. It doesn't exist. They do have a Facebook page, but when was the last time it was updated? April 4th. If it's a business that's ongoing, those are things that will be updated. People ask questions on Facebook. They go there and ask questions. And then, telling me, well, you know what you're talking about, how things are booked. I know how things are done. I know how Booking.com and Expedia works. And I know how that all these little getaway and farm and cottage industries do. And I also, oh my goodness, it pisses me off how stupid people are. But I also know that businesses that go out of business wind up on those sites for long periods of time, whether you can book there or not. For instance, the Wartburg Hotel, north of Pietermaritzburg. One of my favorite places to go in South Africa. It's out of business. They're trying to bring it back now. But the last activity it had on its Facebook page was the World Cup in 2019. They had a World Cup watch party, and it went over very well. Then they went out of business because of COVID, and they never came back. But you could still go to Booking.com for 2 years after the fact, after went out of business, and find them on there listed, but you couldn't book a room. So telling me I don't know what I'm talking about because I found a domain that doesn't exist and I pointed it out, but then I said it's plausible it exists, but it doesn't seem to be real. Plus, by the way, I have sources that can verify that it doesn't exist. So, if you think I've been duped, then you've been duped by listening to that. People believe anything they hear. You don't have to believe me. Go look for the farm. Go look for it. Go to the Free State. Somebody's in the Free State. Go there. Go there. Send me an email. I'll tell you where to go. Yeah, but okay, modified intel, I don't know what the name is. You're going to have to give me some kind of hint. I know you don't want to expose yourself, but I mean, I don't know. You're going to have to send me an email and put in the thing, I am modified intel, because I don't know. I've got hundreds of emails here. I'm looking. I can't see anything that gives me a tip as to who you are. From South Africa, it's frustrating to see how our government is treating America. Yeah, thank you very much, Shalom News. Yes, so true. Thank you, Colonel, for all your hard work. You're welcome. Go listen to Rob, Aaron Stroats, Davi Root, Vin Petzer. Within 12 minutes, South Africa will be on a huge economical upward trend if BE is scrapped. Well, you don't have to listen to them. I can tell you that. I know economics. I've taught macroeconomics. She's jealous she went to the U.S. without him. Romance, scandal, international intrigue coming soon to a theater near you. And there's no video of this man. Yeah, that doesn't mean he's lying. I mean, but I can tell you that if that is her partner or husband, and he claims he didn't know that she went to America until he saw the news, he's a liar. He's a liar. Because the man that is her partner or husband, whatever the role that person plays, stalked her and followed her to the airport. And the way that that person found out is a whole interesting story of its own. A very interesting story about what happened there. But that's not for public consumption. But that person followed her to the airport. And you can talk to 59ers. They all know. They all know that this crap happened. If you put yourself in social media, it's like putting yourself in front of hungry hyenas. You have a lion at your back. Yeah, I know. There's channels where people don't do anything contentious at all, and they still get attacked by people. It's crazy. Rage baiters. They are rage baiting you with Thea. I'm not rage baiting. Partner sounds psycho anyway. It's good for Thea getting away. Yeah, it sounds like a domestic abuse to me. The whole situation sounds like domestic abuse. Nixie, I'm not rage baiting. Did you watch my video? Did you watch my video? Very calm. Now, it's amazing how easy it is for South Africans to lie. Not all South Africans are liars, but some people, look at the guy who defrauded people. The Fundamental clown who said, I can get you on a list. I have the secret list. You give me the money, I'll get you on a list. And people fell for it. I know people who fell for it, and they feel humbled. And not to pick on them, but they should feel humbled. Why would you believe an idiot? Why would you believe that guy? What? Guys, I tell this 1,000 times. Placement and access. Placement and access. When someone tells you something, it has to be plausible. Now, people tell things that are lies are plausible. I mean, there's some very good storytellers out there, and partial bits of information which you can check and turns out to be true, so it misleads you. Those are very good hucksters and shysters. But the person has to have placement. They have to be in a placement, a position where they would possibly have access to the information. Then they have to have access to it. So, for instance, people in the military are placed in the military, but do they have access? So I had a top secret clearance with sensitive information. Not everyone has that. So if someone told me that they knew this, that, and the other, I would know that that's BS because you wouldn't have access to that because you didn't have that level of clearance. Placement and access. So for instance, if I wanted to find out about something about John Steenhuisen, like his calendar, who would know that? His chief of staff or his personal assistant? They would know his calendar. So that's a person with placement and access. But someone in John Steenhuisen's Department of Agriculture may not have access to the information. In fact, most people won't have access to information. So placement and access. Yep. Placement and access. Alabala is 140 years old. Wow. The vetting process, Thea, would have been required to provide. Conrad, and also I got further confirmation from one of the 59ers tonight about this, and another one about what they went through. One person, they said that 4 times they're interviewed, then they had to come back for 2 more interviews. They were interviewed over and over again. The FBI was involved. USCIS was involved. They were very careful about these. No, look, I don't doubt that person is her partner. I'm not disputing that. But what I'm saying, if it is her partner, the person's lying because they knew. They knew. Well, how could you not know she was flying to America if you followed her to the hotel and then you confronted people at the hotel demanding to see her and security got involved and had to take you out and you know what's going on? I mean, how can you say you didn't know she was going to America? What is she doing at the airport? Welcoming an old long-lost friend who's coming in? Give me a break. Yes, Matthew Dixon, I think you're right without me saying that sentence. What did Lana say? We all know to ignore nonsense spewed by stupid people, or at least most of us. No, you say that, Dirk. You say that, but look at the nonsense that happened the other day when people gave me partial information in the chat, and they're like, this was said. It was never said. Well, it was said backwards in an Afrikaans phrase. No, it wasn't. It was typed backwards in English phrase, and you didn't tell me that. Gail, happy Thanksgiving. Thanks so much for that. Yeah. Anyway, I'll play a little bit of that video in a few moments. Probably pay. Okay, so. Thea went through, yeah, like I did. Well, I can just tell you, you can't lie to them. They know everything. Exactly, Mad Max. Oh, am I supposed to look something for Mostart? That wasn't the person that was sending it to me. Okay, I thought it was someone else that sent it to me. Where's it at? Okay. November 26. Well, that is odd. Well, I don't know what to tell you. I'll see if I can find something out. But I mean, be honest with you, I don't know why you told them a different date. I mean, a later date. I would have said, okay, I'll get out of here. I'll get out of here. You've already seen all the problems with this program, how it's managed, and you were given a date to get out. I mean, I would have just left things behind and got out. What's your email address? It's on the channel. If one of the mods could put it in, please put it on there. You just go to the about on the channel, click on that, and it's there. For 1 second, you says care for 1 second about lies. No, nobody cares. What is just another girl saying here? Colonel White, sorry if it's a stupid question, but can allegations? No, that will affect the program. Again, so you guys don't watch my content. This is so frustrating. So frustrating. Okay? So frustrating. 2 things will affect the program. 2 things. 2 things. People don't care about that. 2 things. I mean, first off, there were 2 hucksters, flim flam, man. They haven't affected the program, but they got caught, and they were not allowed to process in the program. So if anybody's been denied, it'll be those 2. And I mentioned one of them earlier. So they got caught. I know. I've got multiple witnesses who were there the day they showed up at the place for screening, and they were turned into the FBI. And the FBI gave the information supposedly to the South African government, which probably won't do anything with it. But yeah, no, 2 things. The underlying conditions which led to granting refugee status in the first place, if that changes, you can be sent home. If you fled from a conflict and there's peace now, you can be sent home. But it never happens. If the 145 race-based laws in South Africa go away, you can be sent home. It's not going to happen. And the other way is you can commit fraud. So if she committed fraud and they find out about it, she'll be sent home. But I seriously doubt that's the case. So lots of people try to defraud the refugee system, and sometimes it works. And sometimes government defrauds America. The Biden regime defrauded America. So a lot of people came to this country and never should have been here. But that's not going to affect you at all. It has nothing to do with it. Why would you guys think that? Why would you guys think that? Subject line modified. Okay, thank you. That's helpful. Okay, now I can go look at this. Aha! I would have no idea that that's your name. No idea that that's your name. All right. Well, thank you for that. Yeah, I suppose we can do that, but not now. I'm knackered, so we'll do it later on. But thank you. See, this is, guys, people put whatever name they want. See, that's the thing that kills me. A lot of people are like, don't tell people what's going on. Many people don't have their real names in YouTube handles. Some do. Some pick fake names, Anyway, so yeah. Please drop the ball of Richard Anthony Seed, citizen held hostage, the bank fraud scheme. Forced me to flee the U.S. I have no idea what you're talking about, Richard. Please drop the ball. Richard, I don't know anything about that. You're going to have to send me a message. Is America looking for Boilermakers, and it's still fine for a person 54 to come and live in the USA with wife and child? Yeah, why wouldn't it be fine for you to come here, 54? we're taking 70 and 80-year-old refugees in here. Why? I mean, I know someone who's got an 88-year-old grandmother that's coming. Just interviewed somebody. Said got an 88-year-old grandmother coming over. So, Boilermakers, I suppose. I mean, we have them. But there's tons of jobs out there. And Mad Max put the email address up there. There you go. Sounds like he is trying to get her deported so he can get access. Yeah, it sounds like a psycho. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Whole absurdity of the Thea issue is just beyond the pale. There's too many idiots. Too many dots don't connect. Any person that has two brain cells conclude, I smell a rat. Yeah, I smell a rat too. You're short in the video with the supposed husband. It sounds like he's also fleeing from him. My point is that it's definitely not close to the majority of your viewers and subscribers are making your blood boil. No, it's not. Colonel Lan and I were chatting about being prepared right ahead. Gotcha. I'm trying to contact you, confirmation of meeting for next week. Excuse me, guys. Sorry. So Kathy, but Kathy, I have you on. Oh, but that's not about refugee stuff. That's about something else. Yeah, I saw that, but I tried. I mean, the problem with WhatsApp is you can't just save it to your phone book. It's very annoying. WhatsApp needs to fix that. Someone sends you a phone number, you should be able to click on it and save it to your phone. Maybe they need to fix that. Android or Apple, I don't know, but it needs to be fixed. So I have to stop, copy the damn thing down. I need a pen, a piece of paper, be able to read my own handwriting, put my reading glass on, and type it in my phone. Don't know if you cover this, but with the National Guardsmen, DC getting shot, one with the left that keeps asking for violence and defy their commander and be held. They won't be held accountable, Vernon. Trump's not going to hold them accountable. He didn't do last time. No, it's all smokescreen. And I'm sorry to say that, but it's true. Trump allowed an insurrection to occur in Seattle last time, the Capitol Autonomous Zone. He didn't do anything about it. Both names previously, perhaps you missed it. Probably modified intel. I mean, again, when I was on Ronaldo earlier today, I read, help Colonel Wyatt, please help, please, Hilfe, in German. You know, there's like 100 emails in one day asking for help. Everyone's got a problem. Mother's 78, she's approved with you. There you go. And Ananda Baker, it's been a while catching Morning Live. Yeah, good to see you there. Nom de plume. The only way are to tell the truth and no lies. Yep. Sent you a mail with both names. Okay, I already read that. My name is not fake. I'm 1440. Okay. Waiting for flights. Sigi is here. Sorry for asking. I was just wondering because we are so grateful for this program. So scared that all these people call. No. Just another girl. Don't worry about it. I mean, it's. I'll tell you this much. She'll never get the program. Trawling LinkedIn yesterday, doing my best to sniff out any scraps and opportunity. Came across a lady bragging with her new appointment. Reading further, I saw the company that employed her. Okay. Thanks. Some other countries have an age limit. That's what. Age limit for what? To come to America? Okay. Stop. Full stop right there. Okay. Shalom. You're asking an immigration question. This isn't immigration. This is not immigration. I covered this again last night. Listen to me carefully, please. Listen to me carefully. It's not immigration. We don't go to camps outside a war zone and go, okay, give me the hottie. I'll take the sexy one there. Give me that guy. He can work hard. He's still young. Screw the old people. The guy that's with a limp there, F him. He can just stay here and die. We don't do that. It's not immigration. This isn't Canada. Like, you're a lawyer from India? We'll take you. Oh, you're a bricklayer from India? Fuck off. We don't want you. And we're not Canadians, eh? No, we're not Canadians. We don't do that. No, it's not like that. It's not about that. No, this isn't Canada. No, we don't do that. The Canucks do that. Oh, Canada. Such a great immigration system based entirely on merit and nothing else. So keep your dirty, your tired, your poor elsewhere. We don't care in Canada. We're all about the money because Trump's tariffing us to death. No, seriously, up there in Canada. No, the Canucks, they only take the lawyers, the doctors, the dentists, the engineers. That's who they take. The software coders. Oh, your bakers and your bricklayers. Screw them. They can stay in the misery and die. For the refugee program, we take whoever. You got cancer? Doesn't matter. You got active tuberculosis? Does matter. You can't bring a pathogen in the country. If it's latent, you can come. If you got active TB, you ain't going nowhere till it's cleared up. You got HIV? That doesn't stop you from coming in. You got cancer? That doesn't stop you from coming in. You're 95 years old? Doesn't stop you from coming in. Even if you drop dead once you land here. Doesn't matter. Age isn't the issue. This is not an immigration program. This is a refugee program for people suffering from racial discrimination. If you're not suffering, then stop worrying about it. It's not for you. These are not the droids you're looking for. All right. Okay, I'll send you an email. President Trump is about to drop the ball in my case. All right. Well, thank you, Richard. Please do send me an email. I'll have a look for that one, and I assume it's under that name. I've been called and had a WhatsApp call and video call from, I don't know what that is, Traffic Unit of Human Trafficking Agent Program. Oh, yeah. Oh, and then, yeah. Oh, yeah, they do serious background checking. I know. And they're all lying about they don't do background checks. They're such lies. Okay. Just don't know that everyone involved in the program do not care about what's happening on social media. They have a directive and they're following. Exactly. I feel like I'm stuck in one spot in the program. 3 weeks, no further contact. And yes, I know they're hectic. I got you. I think the Muslim Brotherhood for giving probable cause. Council came to inspect rainwater being discharged into sewers with all my water collecting in tanks. Can't believe we got a warning for a bottom bend off of builders to put new windows in. The company that employed her was a position I applied for as well. I didn't even get an interview. I have 15 years more experience, 100% more qualifications. Well, there you go. There's your racial discrimination, Xavier. When do you sleep? Seldom, content. Sleep is for the dead. Okay, I can promise you that not everyone is getting approval letters. That's just your perception. We're all patiently waiting. Exactly. Geduld. Well, in Afrikaans, geduld. Yeah, but it's Geduld, German. Geduld, my mens, by geduld. Canadians. Love Trump. He sees ANC for what they are. Yep. What are you talking about? Yeah. Be like Poland. Yeah. There are so many self-indulgent people in South Africa. That's true, Charles. Our voice of reason, Charles. Thanks, Dirk and Xavier. I think because everything's just getting worse. Chisiki, you got to hang in there, folks. Terrible babalas. I need to get over there before I land in the USA. Huh? Them snow Mexicans are a bit weird. This is not economic. No, it's not economic migration. Just Other Girl says, thank you for answering. You've calmed my nerves. We have interviews scheduled. Okay, well, be honest in your interviews. Just tell the truth. Mike's finally jumped into chat. My friend said that a guy at his work where he gets paid nice and etc. randomly a boy accepted to the refugee program. Trump was wasting taxpayers' money. Well, your friend. Oh, thank you, Michael. So Michael's friends, brothers, sisters, gay, lesbian, transvestite, nephews, uncles, sisters, brothers, dog, offspring who knew a pony that told the talking horse, told your friend that this happened. Oh, please, Michael, give me a freaking break. Give me a freaking break. Pete Swaga, it's been a while, man. What's on your reading list lately? Actually, I dug this one back up. I went to the basement to get some notepads earlier today, and I dug this book back up by Jared Diamond, one of my favorite anthropologists. Turning Points for Nations in Crisis. This is good. He's the author of Guns, Germs, and Steel, and the book Collapse. But Jared Diamond, I've read this book, not all of it, I've read sections of it. So I'm big on highlighters, so you can see that I highlight my books. So you can see that they're blue, green, pink, yellow. Anyway, so I don't like yellow highlighters. But yeah, so there's some great chapters in here. I've read some of them. But this is a very good book. Not as good as Guns, Germs, and Steel, but pretty darn good. So he talks about Finland and its war with the Soviet Union. And then he talks about Finlandization, the origins of modern Japan, Chile for all Chileans, Indonesia, the rise of a new country, rebuilding Germany, Australia, who are we, what lies ahead for Japan, what lies ahead for the United States, what lies ahead for 3 other problems with the U.S., what lies ahead for the world. Yeah, it's a really good book. And the chapter on Finland is fantastic, and Chile is also fantastic. Thank you. Don't spend this free super chat. I won't spend it at all, Matthew. Thank you for that. Why did the Finnish army prevail for so long in defending itself against the Soviet army's overwhelming advantage of numbers and equipment? One reason was motivation. Finnish soldiers understand that they were fighting for their families, their country, and their independence, and they were willing to die for those goals. For example, when Soviet forces were advancing across the frozen Gulf of Finland, which was defended only by small groups of Finnish soldiers on islands in the Gulf, the Finnish defenders were told that there would be no means of rescuing them. They should stay on those islands and kill as many Soviets as possible before they themselves were killed. And they did. Second, Finnish soldiers were accustomed to living and skiing in Finnish forests in the winter, and they were familiar with the terrain in which they were fighting. Third, Finnish soldiers were equipped with clothing, boots, tents, and guns suitable for Finnish winters, but Soviet soldiers were not. Finally, the Finnish army, like the Israeli army today, was effective far out of proportion to its numbers because it was informality that emphasized soldiers taking initiative, making their own decisions rather than blindly obeying orders. Yep. But the tenacity and temporary successes of the Finnish army were just buying time. With the expected melting of the winter ice and snow in the spring, the Soviet Union could finally put its numerical and equipment superiority to use in advancing across the Karelian Isthmus and across the Gulf of Finland. Finland's hopes depended upon receiving assistance of volunteers and equipment and army units from other countries. What was happening on the diplomatic front? Well, they got 12,000 volunteers. Most of them saw no combat. Really good book. Upheaval. Turning Points, Nation's History. Good stuff. This is, when did he write this? Jared Diamond. I hope he's still alive. He's a really good anthropologist. 2019, so it's recent. 6 years ago. Yep. So, provisional approval. Good. Congratulations, Michel Devanaga. Okay. Every test, nothing to hide. I'm late to the party. Good morning, Neff. There wasn't forwarding, looking through infrared. What? Oh, there weren't FLIR. Oh, no, of course there was no FLIR. The Finns were hoping for Allied forces to come and help. They fought a war of attrition in order to delay the Red Army. And they did. They wiped them out. I mean, man, the Monties they used. Last night, summer on a New Zealand rugby channel, someone commenting on how good bulk scrum is. So Lady Troll said it's all because of U.S. refugees. It was a joke. She got removed. Oh, my gosh. Wow. They are seriously woke in New Zealand. That's retarded. I'm reading a People's History of the United States by Howard Zinn. I would not recommend a People's History by Howard Zinn. He's a leftist scumbag who writes a distorted history of America. It's recommended reading for leftist hate wankers. I wouldn't recommend reading. Yep, I wouldn't. Okay. Hearing about South America, apparently Maduro is heading of drug cartel. Yeah, exactly. I'm so happy it's raining here this morning with the fires raging in Cape Argulas. It's very welcome rain. Awake so late, comrade. Yes, Kurtz Verhoeven. It's been a while, man. Yes, well, I didn't finish until midnight, and I got back here and started this broadcast at 12:30 in the morning. Anyway, let me play a little bit of my video here because obviously people aren't watching it. It's pretty clear they're not because I was very measured in this video, and people think that I got duped. I didn't get, not here in the chat, but someone sent me a message. So it's just now taking off. I got 9,000 views, but let me go ahead and view on YouTube. So let me play a little bit of this video. Make sure there's no ad coming up. There's no ad. Okay, here we go. So this is the video I did earlier. Hey folks, good evening. This is Chris. So I'm going to be on the screen. Let me get on the screen here so that I can comment on this. I'll pause it. There we go. All right, so this is what I did earlier this evening while I was working. This is Central Pennsylvania. I apologize for being on the road doing this on my mobile, but it's necessary to do this video because we need to talk about something. A couple videos have been posted over the past couple days in South Africa. Yesterday, one offering an opinion about Thea van Straten and claiming that she wasn't a legitimate refugee, and I can't attest to whether she's a legitimate refugee or not. I didn't do the background investigations. I don't work for the... You notice I didn't say I can't tell you whether she's a genuine refugee or not because I am not privy to the dossier that has the information about her investigation. She is a South African national. She was living in South Africa. She was a racial minority, and she claims she had past persecution or future persecution fears. That's, I mean, I can answer that she appears to be qualified, but I'm not the person who makes that decision. U.S. government, and I don't do the vetting for USCIS. I can trust that they've done it properly, unlike the Biden regime, which just let anybody and their brother come over without any vetting. So I can trust that that's the case. But in the case of Thea van Straten, today was the second interview, and this one can't be ignored. She interviewed a gentleman by phone who purported to be the husband of Thea van Straten. I don't know if he's a husband, ex-husband, partner, whatever the guy is. I really don't know. And I'm not here to disparage him, but I am here to talk about facts. I can tell you for a fact that there's some parts of this story that don't make sense and really need to be looked at a little closer based on the claims this gentleman's making. Okay, so you'll notice that I didn't attack the video channel. Didn't even mention the content creator by name. I certainly didn't attack the content creator. And I'm not attacking the gentleman who's making the claims, but I am stating what I know to be factual here. First, the gentleman claimed that he did not know that she had left the country until after she got to the States or she was gone. Now, see, there's a problem with that, and I've told you why if you were listening earlier, but now you're going to hear why again. Well, in fact, that's an outright lie because the person who was her partner or husband or whatever the person was, that person actually followed her to Kempton Park, to the airport.
and then tried to get in the hotel. Several security agents had to get involved. All the 59ers were briefed about that threat and other threats that were made to them and to her specifically in that case. And so the person who purports to be her spouse or her partner actually knew that she was leaving because that person followed her to the airport, to the hotel. And then that person tried to cause chaos at the airport. So if in fact this person is her partner or husband, that's a lie. He clearly knew that she was going to the States before she left for the States because he stalked.
In the audio interview, which was a phone call on that other video, the gentleman said that he didn't know that she was going to America until he saw it on the news. If that's her husband or partner, he's lying. If it's not her husband or partner, then he's a liar too for claiming to be. Because we know for a fact multiple witnesses saw this. So they know all about it. They got the guy's name.
Stalked her, whoever this person was. I don't know the person, I don't know the name, and I'm not really here to tell you that. I'm just here to tell you that the person that was her partner or spouse stalked her to the airport and then caused chaos with security at the hotel near the airport and got a lot of people very excited about what's happening. That's the first problem. The second problem is the gentleman claims that the farm is still in operation. Well, I know what farm it is, and I was aware of it before the...
So yeah, the Finnish sniper there from World War II got shot in the mouth. He survived. He lived to be like almost 90. It's crazy. He lived a very long, productive life.
refugee program ever even began. And I can tell you this much. The domain for that farm doesn't exist. It existed in April. It existed in the beginning of May, but it's gone. You don't find it because the domain is no longer paid for because there's no longer an operational farm, working historical farm there. So if you go searching for that farm today, you won't find a website. Now you will find a Facebook page, but
Anyway, you can go watch the video if you want. I'd appreciate the views on it. But anyway, yeah. So, it's people kill me. They're hilarious. Anyway, so what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Anyway, but you're right, Dirk. Because see, social media has just created a platform for anyone to sell their lies in order to gain attention. Yep. Yes, just another girl. That was one of the security threats. There were multiple. There were at least two other security threats that people were aware of. So this guy caused chaos at the hotel. The one that went there, whether it was the person on the phone with the interviewer or not, I don't know. But I didn't see the person's face, and I wouldn't have a picture anyway. But yes, there were three threats to their lives, and this is why when Dogzilla comes on, where's he at tonight? Dogzilla comes on and says, "Oh, it's just flights. You know, who could be hurt by flights?" You know, you don't know what you're talking about, buddy. What more do you need? These people are butthurt and ignorant to what's going on, and they say and do what they want. But luckily for refugees, they're thousands of miles away and above all this. Exactly. President Trump rather listen to us. Yeah, well, he is listening to you. I mean, I've read it earlier. All right, we're going to put it up again here, folks, and cover this one more time. 331 people currently. Be sure to hit the like button if you haven't done already. Later today, Paratis is on the channel, and then I'll do news. And after I do the news, I will be on Bols Parat with Venet Dutoy. Yep, and I think I've got the link for that. Showed it earlier. That's right. There's a reason why people sign a non-disclosure element agreement. Yep. Yep. So what was I trying to do here? I got a little carried away. Oh, I'm going to read what Trump said. So Trump threatens to exclude. So News 24 does have an article. Somebody, when I started the broadcast, said News 24 didn't have an article. They do have an article about this. News 24 says Trump threatens to exclude South Africa from the G20 summit in Miami. He claimed the U.S. was sided. Okay, so I'm going to tell you now. That Trump has said unequivocally in this statement that South Africa is committing a genocide. That's what he said. I've said before that he's responded to reporters' questions. There's no response to a question. He's coming out and saying this now. Donald Trump is now saying live in 10 hours. Oh, is that the Bosporat one? Thank you for Mad Max. Yeah, that's what Trump is now saying. So here it is on his Truth Social yesterday afternoon now, because it's now Thanksgiving, but it was Wednesday afternoon. Trump says the following, and I'm going to read it to you, but I'll show it to you first. That's what he says. So that was at 2:41 Eastern Standard Time on the day before Thanksgiving. All right, Donald Trump said on Truth Social, the United States did not attend the G20 in South Africa because the South African government refuses to acknowledge or address the horrific human right abuses endured by Afrikaners and other descendants of Dutch, French, and German settlers. To put it more bluntly, by the way, I take credit for that because people are always saying Dutch and French. They weren't saying German. I'm the one who tells you that the majority of the DNA in most Afrikaners is actually German. I've been one saying that for years. And I noticed that the administration is using German now. I'll take credit for that. To put more bluntly, they are killing white people and randomly allowing their farms to be taken from them. Perhaps worst of all, the soon-to-be out-of-business New York Times and the fake news media won't issue a word against this genocide. There, Trump said genocide. He said it. Without prompting, without answering questions from the media, now Trump has said it. That's why all the liars and pretenders of the radical left media are going out of business. At the conclusion of the G20, South Africa refused to hand off to the G20 presidency to a senior representative from our U.S. Embassy who attended the closing ceremony. And I said that. They keep calling him, insulting him, calling him a junior official. John Steenhuisen did it. Stupid move, Johnny boy. Ramaphosa did it. Stupid move. Vincent Mangwenya did it. Stupid move. Ronald Lamola did it. Stupid move. He's more experienced and seasoned in diplomacy than any of those people that I just mentioned. And he is the charge d'affaires representing the President of the United States and the United States. Therefore, at my direction, South Africa will not be receiving an invitation to the 2026 G20, which will be hosted in the great city of Miami, Florida next year. South Africa has demonstrated to the world they are not a country worthy of membership anywhere. Whoa! And we are going to stop all payments and subsidies to them effective immediately. Thank you for your attention to this matter. That's crazy. That's crazy. Trump said it now. Trump has said genocide. There you go. Loretta says, I listened to his phone interview with my SAPS experience. I can already tell he's talking BS. His voice gives it away. He won't pass the police. No. Well, Loretta, he wouldn't pass my interrogation. I was law enforcement too. No. I mean, I haven't even gotten into that to challenge you guys' bona fides, but I'll tell you that the person I heard on the phone would crack in a heartbeat. Must level it up now as they need to get the message. This lady on the rugby channel was so butthurt because if the refugees... I mean, I don't know, but it doesn't even make sense. Why would South Africa be so good in the scrum because of the refugee program? I don't get that. I was referring to Thea Stalker. No, I got you 1440. Oh, you're talking. There's no genocide in South Africa, says Chris Myberg. Well, Donald Trump has said there is. So Donald Trump has far better intelligence than you or I have access to, Chris Myberg. Far better. So, I mean, I'm not claiming this, but it's very plausible that the U.S. intelligence community has evidence that the South African government is behind what's going on. I'm not claiming that. We don't know that. And I'm not spreading, conspiracy theories. Mad Max, Dave Mac, now U.S. immigration authorities are detaining the mother of White House press secretary. Yeah, no, that's actually not true. That's been blown out of proportion. Thank you for 35 Rand. Clouds are gathering. That's been blown out of proportion. And it wasn't her mother, it was a friend or something like that. What kind of interrogation? Would you want to be interrogated, Holden? Fooling with Trump, it's going to get far worse in South Africa. Well, it's not the first time he said genocide, Charles. He has said genocide. When people say genocide, he's responded to it, and then they use that against him. And there might have been one instance where Trump was talking, he used the term genocide, but he said extermination recently too. So yeah, but now this is the first time that I can recall that Trump has come out and boldly made this statement. Yep. A bit late for you there. Yes, it is, Erica. Happy Thanksgiving, says Loretta. Thankful. Yep. South is sinking deeper into the hole they dug. Yes, Pearl. Join the U.S. refugee program will be one of the most profound decisions of your life. Make sure all your immediate family members are 100% ready and willing to go. Well, my recommendation is don't tell anybody about it, because you have Ferrayas everywhere, even in your family. I know of one family where a guy lost his job because his sibling is a Ferraya and told their employer that the person was leaving the refugee program. They're not. They're stuck. Now they're jobless. They've been jobless for months because of that scumbag sibling. Thank you, Shani Snayman. Happy Thanksgiving. I appreciate it. Well, look at the UN definition. We fit the genocide claim issues that people don't actually know the definition of such and denying it's happening. Well, I agree with you, Freedom, Doritos, but the problem with genocide, when you look at the definition, is that it's an attempt to eradicate a people, and it can be eradicated in many ways. That's why I talk about a cultural genocide. The renaming campaigns, the abuse of Afrikaans, the imposition of Bella, this is all part of a cultural genocide. The destruction of heritage monuments, yeah, it's all part of cultural genocide. Right, Charles, that's what I'm saying. He never said. He did say extermination recently without being prompted, but he was answering a question from a reporter there too. People should shut their mouths when it comes to family members. Exactly. Hey, Zay Martinez, what's up? Apparently there was another farm murder. Yes, there was another farm murder, Garrett, but I have not had time to get into it. Yep, there was another farm murder. Yep. Anyway, so Trump says he is not going to, or he's going to bar South Africa from participating. There you go. West Palm Beach, President Donald Trump said Wednesday that he is barring South Africa from participating in the G20 summit next year at his Miami area club and will stop all payments of subsidies. Well, there aren't any payments of subsidies, to my knowledge, over the treatment of U.S. government representatives. That's what I said. That's what I said. Did I not say this? Watch my videos. Did I not say this was foolhardy? Did I not say that you do not? I'll tell you, the White House is watching my videos. Guys, the White House is watching my videos. Hey, everybody. I did research through Grok and was able to determine if FSG was right to say that we were at stage A genocide. Well, I don't disagree with that, Janine. Don't disagree with that. And he wasn't the only one that said that. When will President Trump confront Claudia Sheinbaum with genocide? What genocide? Who's committing genocide? They're narco-traffickers? No, that's not a genocide. They're just murdering people to send a message. They're not trying to wipe people out. Yeah, so, what did I say? I said that this was foolhardy. I said that it's not a junior representative. It's a 27-year diplomat who's previously been charged d'affaires, who served in South Korea. He's been in Seoul. He's been in Tokyo. He's been in Sofia. He's been in Paris. He's been in Nairobi. He's been in South Africa. That's just to start these even more assignments. One of the most seasoned, experienced diplomats on the planet, bar any country, not just the U.S., and to be dismissed as a junior official was at the highest. This is a clear insult and a clear violation of the norms of the Vienna Convention. And I said the correct answer for South Africa would have been, well, given that this is a G20 leaders summit, the senior representative from the U.S. Embassy is not the equivalent of the person we have here, and we think it's appropriate. And therefore, we're going to hold off and we'll transfer it from our foreign ministry to your senior official. That's what they should have said. But they can't help themselves. Open mouth, insert foot. They just can't help themselves. I think somebody, hang on a second here. Oh no, that was my phone is fully charged. Okay. Was that enough? How much more he was expected to take before taking action? ANC will now find out the saying, cut your nose despite choice. Well, that's exactly what it is. And I said that. Don't do it. U.S. treatment of a U.S. government representative. Wow. Yep. Wow. Robin Poser refused, saying it was insult for Robin Poser to hand over what it called a junior official. Yep. And this is a lie by the AP. South has been a target for Trump since he returned to office. No, it hasn't been a target. We've done virtually nothing to it. Nothing to the country. And Josh Bulk is incorrect. Afrikaners or South Africans are descended mainly from Dutch, but also from French and German colonial settlers. No, mostly from Germans. Yep. Yep. Oh, I don't think they know that, Janine. Trump can tank very quickly. Trump vows immigration crackdown after shootings of National Guardsmen in D.C., both of who were in critical condition. It only took a few hours for President Trump to turn what he called an act of evil, an act of terror, into a full-blown argument for an even more intense crackdown on immigration. His vow came as authorities held a man Trump described as an Afghan national over the shooting of 2 West Virginia National Guard reservists. Well, National Guard reservists, no, they're National Guard. The reserve is a different thing. This is how CNN doesn't even talk about it. The reserve is different. They're under federal control. The National Guard are under state control until they're federalized. So these reporters. I'm sorry, Stephen Collinson. That's Stephen Collinson wrote that. Dude, you don't know anything about the military. Oh my goodness. Speaking on a video from his Mar-a-Lago resort, pivoted quickly from paying tribute to the victims' tragedy, blaming the Biden administration for bringing the alleged shooter to the United States. Well, the Biden administration did bring the shooter to the United States. Also used the moment to drive home his campaign against other migrants and politically charged remarks that went far beyond Afghanistan. Well, most of them aren't migrants. Many of them are simply criminals. Yep. Anyway, so that's a CNN. So we know what CNN is. They're just fraudulent, fake news. 2 National Guard members shot in an ambush attack. See that? See, this is what CNN says. Trump vows to crack down. The Associated Press says 2 National Guard members shot in an ambush attack blocks from the White House. That's the true story. Alana Durkanisha and Gary Fields. Yep. The rare shooting of National Guard members on the day before Thanksgiving comes at the presence of the troops in the nation's capital and other cities around the country. Yep. The suspect was in custody, who was also shot and had wounds that were not believed to be life-threatening. The 29-year-old suspect, an Afghan national, entered the United States in 2021 through Operation Allies Welcome, a Biden administration program that evacuated and resettled tens of thousands of Afghans after the U.S. withdrawal from the country. The initiative initially brought roughly 76,000 Afghans to the United States, many of whom had worked alongside U.S. troops and diplomats, interpreters, and translators, many of whom weren't even vetted. It has since faced intense scrutiny from Trump and his allies, congressional Republicans, and some government watchdogs over gaps in the vetting process and the speed of admissions. Even as advocates say it have offered a lifeline to people at risk. A suspect who's been living in Washington State has been identified by law enforcement officials as Ramanullah Lakhanawal, but authorities were still working to fully confirm his background. 2 law enforcement officials and a person familiar with the matter said the people could not discuss details of the ongoing investigation. He arrived in Bellingham, Washington. Hey, where's Dogzilla? That's his neighborhood. 79 miles north of Seattle with his wife and 5 children. Wife and 5 children, said his former landlord, Christina Vidman. Wednesday night, in a video message released on social media, Trump called for the reinvestigation of all Afghan refugees entered under the Biden administration. If they can't love our country, we don't want them. Wow. Jeffrey Carroll, an executive assistant D.C. police chief, said investigators had no information on the motive. He said the assailant came around the corner and immediately started firing at the troops, citing video review by investigators. This was a targeted shooting. The guardsmen were intentionally targeted. Terrorism. West Virginia Governor Patrick Morrisey initially said the troops had died, but he later walked a step back, saying his office was receiving conflicting reports. The Trump administration quickly ordered 500 more National Guard members to Washington. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said Trump asked him to send the troops. Wow. The shooting happened roughly 2 blocks northwest of the White House near a metro station. Hearing gunfire, other troops in the area ran over and held down the gunman after he was shot. It appears to be a lone gunman that raised the fireman and ambushed 3 members of the National Guard, adding that it was not clear whether one of the Guard members or law enforcement officer shot the suspect. Witnesses saw people fleeing. Stacey Walters said she was at a car when she heard 2 gunshots, saw people running. Almost instantly, law enforcement swarmed the area. It's such a beautiful day. Who would do this? Emma McDonald, who exited the metro station just after the shots were fired, says she and a friend sought safety with others in a cafe. Police taped cordon off the scene. Fire and police vehicle lights flashed and helicopter blades thundered overhead. General Stephen Nordhaus, the chief of the National Guard Bureau, NGB, that's the headquarters for all the state guards at the national level, scrapped plans to spend a holiday with troops in Guantanamo Bay in order to travel to D.C. to be with his Guard members there instead. Wow. Alana Durkin Richter. So this is what someone writes. It says, my grandmother always told me when there's a Republican White House, the U.S. economy collapses. Thanks, sir. I never voted GOP. Grandma always told me the GOP was the party of the rich. History proved by Grandma Wright. What? Oh, my gosh. Wow. That's what people write. That's insane. Stupidity. Dumb people. Stupid people. 2 West Virginia National Guard members were in critical condition Wednesday after they were shot just outside the White House complex. The suspected shooter has been identified as Afghan national, entered the U.S. in 2021. At some point lived in Washington State. Yep. Immigration requests from Afghan nationals will no longer be processed effective immediately for an indefinite period. A review of the security and vetting protocols will take place during the stoppage. Wow. So here's a map of it, a little bit better image of it there. The White House, approximate location of the shooting. How many attacks is by immigrants? Well, how many attacks is by immigrants and by transgenders or purported transgenders? Just put the 2 of them together. The numbers are off the charts. Regarding the claim of genocide, I believe what you will, but people need to realize that genocide is a process, not an event. There are 10 stages. RSA at stage 8. Okay. I'm being called and invaded. What's this? I'm being called invaded by a 9-year-old. I gotta go. The heat is turning up in South Africa and U.S. plus U.S. South Africa. Okay. Thank you for being my gym companion. Got rid of all my frustrations, says Debbie. Okay. Well, thank you guys for helping me calm down. I was really upset about being betrayed tonight. A really good night, too. Oh, you're welcome, Nicola. How's it going? Yeah, tonight's a slow. Ronaldo was talking about super chats. It's slow super chat night tonight. Anyway, that's the situation, folks, and it's now 2 a.m. here on the East Coast, 1:59. So, and it is Thanksgiving Day. I've got Paratus. Let me see if he sent me a. If he sent me what I'm looking for. Huh. Okay, he sent me an image. What the heck is this? What kind of photo is this? All right, so sorry about that. Matthew Dixon gave 7.1 Rand per waypoint. Enjoy Thanksgiving, Carol. Please check out my email. Pearl, let me do it right now so I can see what's going on here. They should send you an email if they can't reach you by phone. There's no way to let them know unless they contact you. Well, you haven't been contacted, so I don't know, maybe do the intake questionnaire. By Friday, I have to start working at 6 a.m. in my store. It's going to be a hell day for sure. I'll bet, Bloco. People only view it as extermination, not taking seriously how you get there. Thank you, just another girl. What's going to happen in South Africa? Large truck protests. Okay, I don't know about that. You're welcome, buddy. Oh, excuse me. Teuton, good morning and night. Long time since I joined live stream. Happy Thanksgiving from Finland. Finland! Is that our friend in Finland? That I thought was a girl initially, but it's a guy? Lori Lettinen? Is that you, Lori? My goodness, where the hell have you been, man? I thought you died. Lori Lettinen, man, it's been ages. Where the heck have you been? Been worried about you, man. I've been talking about Lapenranta all the time. There are 352 likes. That's not bad. Not bad. Not bad at all. Lori, it's good to see you there, man. Amarola, yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. OpenAI breach, I don't know. I don't think I was. I don't really use them. Well, thanks for keeping me quite busy. Gideon Joubert on the program. Gideon, talking about the new Firearms Act, then my news program, and then it's on to Bosberat with Venus Dutoy and Rob McKimsey. So, yep. Yep, anyway. All right, Lori, it's good to see you again there. Been a while, man. Been a while. I wonder what happened to you. Anyway. All right. I think that covers it, folks. I want to do a quick video after this about what Trump said and did, and we'll see what happens. Pablo Charlie hasn't been here in ages. Did something happen? I don't know. Traditionally, Thanksgiving. Turkey, Garrett. Everyone have a wonderful weekend. Remember, every dark cloud has a silver lining. Yeah, we got URC action is back this weekend. I'll be covering the Bulls game and the Sharks game. Unfortunately, the Stormers game comes on before the Springboks are over, so I'm going to have to join in progress. We need a Trump around pose a Christmas song. Yeah. What was it? Remember that was Sleepy Joe? The Christmas song with Sleepy Joe? That guy took that down. Trump was singing to Joe Biden. Okay, anyway, so, all right. Hey, Debbie Fox, thank you for the 350 Rand super chat for Thanksgiving. And, yep, it's Lori. I broke up with my longtime partner, so I've been a bit distracted. Oh, you're going to South Africa? Cool. Okay, cool. All right. Well, who knows? Maybe I'll be in South Africa in February. Who knows? Munster 50, Stormers 9. Oh, Matthew Dixon. Boy, I hope that's not what you put down for your Super Brew. You're going to lose. Anyway, people have been asking, the Stormers game is very important, Conrad. Very important. People have been asking, when's Trump going to do something? Well, he's started doing something now. The insult to our ambassador was the straw that broke the camel's back, and that's what I said was going to happen. Yeah, Lindy, I can't get some sleep until I make a video because otherwise I lose 8 hours of time that people can watch it in South Africa. All right, thank you all. Be sure to hit the like button. Thanks for the super chats and for the likes. All right, thank you all very much. Have a good night, or good day, I should say, and you'll catch me later today. Three broadcasts, 2 on my channel and 1 on Vanity Toys channel. Okay. Good night, guys. Thank you so much, and cheers. All right, bye-bye.